Hey, welcome back, watch fans. I'm going to give you a quick update of what's happening with Rolex, Patek, and Audemars Piguet. Of course, on the wrist we have the owl. That's right, the owl in two-tone. And we got the full moon. I don't know if you guys know, we had the full moon yesterday, or, so it's technically still, yes, this watch is 100% accurate as any fine Swiss timepiece should be. That's right. We don't fool around over here. Now, this is actually one of my favorite watches, and the color. I mean, the color changes, the dial changes really throughout the day, depending on light conditions. The ideal light condition is actually indoors. This is very harsh light. Indoors, you can really see some. I mean, it's just really incredible. Beautiful watch. I picked this up only a couple of years back. It was like $7 grand. That's right. I bought this from a seller in Cadiz, Spain. Is it Cadiz? This is from Chrono 24. That's right. It's funny actually. I was looking for one of these. I was considering, should I get the date moon phase? And look, I love moon phase. I love the moon phase. My options at the time were what, date moon, or I was looking at the Patek 3800, but the Patek was 14 grand at the time. This is going back to early 2018, and that's right. It was a clown show of this circus here. So this window here. Now. The market obviously has picked up since then. So let me tell you about what's happening. This is according to my nephew Kino. That's right, Kino, the insider. See, this is much better lighting. See this type of lighting. This is beautiful watch. Anyway, my nephew Kino is telling me this is that big things are happening at Rolex, and that is. Prices are going to be dropping. Now, again, I know I don't want to sound redundant here. But the prices are going upside down, like this car that you see here. That's right. The prices are heading upside down. Look, the big factories I was telling you about, they're starting to crank out. The new Rolex factory is going full production. They got the robots. They got the little Chinese kids cranking out these watches 24/7, 365. And we're already seeing, that's right, we're already seeing the punters, that's right, the punters on YouTube and everywhere. They're saying, hey, I got my Submariner the next, it was next same day, 1 week wait, 2 weeks for GMT, whatever it is. Look, the bottom line is the steel watches are coming out of the woodwork. Now, interesting, you know why? Because Rolex just bought Bucherer. They bought those retail stores. So now they want to feed the beast. They got to feed the beast. They got to pump that supply into those stores. And I actually believe that they're going to use those stores as it's actually quite clever. These guys in the Swiss are very clever. They're going to be putting. I think actually most of the gold models are going to be going to the stores. Apparently, the gold models are not going out to watches of Switzerland. That's right. That's why that was the big news. Their stock was down. Why did their stock collapse? Well, because the CEO said Rolex is not sending us any gold models, so we can't make the big bucks. That's where they make the big money, on the gold models. They haven't been giving the gold models, so I think they're keeping them from Bucherer, and that is what's going on here, my friends. The gold models are going to Bucherer, but also the supply. They're going to have massive supply coming into those stores, because look, they got to pay for that. Look, the Swiss think you got to understand the Swiss. You got to understand these guys. Everything is got to pay off immediately. Okay, they don't do anything for free, right? It's not a hobby for these guys. So if they're buying the Bucherer stores, that means that they are going to fill them up with inventory, Rolex watches, right away. That's why they had the big factory made, so they can increase production, fill it into the stores, and they're going to probably open more stores. They might even cut back on some of the ADs and just then to control it more, right? I think at some point they're going to want to control everything, and I think that might be bad for the secondary market in terms of, they're going to control the parts, servicing, and that's not going to be good. But that's further off. But here's what's going on. So Rolex price, I told you, this stuff is common as it's common as dirt. Okay, that's I'm telling you. Don't buy a Submariner. Do not buy yourself a Submariner, especially the black Submariner, because it's every guy on a subway on the tube. Every homeless guy is going to be wearing one. Not every homeless guy is going to be wearing an aristocratic timepiece like this. That's right, an aristocratic timepiece like an Audemars Piguet date moon phase, aka owl. Woo, 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 owl. Woo. All right, God bless America. So my friends, here is the dealio, my friends. The Rolex prices. We know you want to avoid the Rolex. I think the only desirable Rolex to own is going to be some date models. And I'm very bullish on the date 36 actually myself. There we go. Give me the VIP tour. Hang on a second. Let me get the watch out. So you can see the VIP. This is how we do it. This is how we roll. So yeah. I'm going to give you a little quick tour here as I do my morning walk here. I'm going to show you how the other half lives. That's right, the aristocrats. I highly suggest you watch the film on YouTube, The Aristocrats, with Gilbert Gottfried. It's a fine film. I think it won an Oscar. It really shows you how professional aristocrats live. You should watch it. Google on YouTube, Aristocrats, Gilbert Gottfried. Now make sure your children are not watching at the same time, because some of the content may not be appropriate for children, but it is very fine aristocratic content. Anyhow, my friends, back to let's talk about Patek. Now my nephew Tino in Miami, that's right, my nephew Tino is telling me that Patek Philippe, the Nautilus is, and the Aquanuat, which is, ridiculous watch. He's telling me that the Aquanuat, the production is going through like, I mean, they're cranking these things out like there's no tomorrow. They are making millions of them, millions and millions of these Aquanauts and Nautilus, and that is actually the most common. They might be making, if we have the numbers correct, they might be making not a million, but probably 100,000 Nautilus and Aquanauts. That's the biggest seller. Why? Because people have not been buying the dress watches. By the way, I think I see Anthony, this gentleman. He's like this gentleman's brother. Unbelievable but true. And guys, don't be tomato cans. Don't be bundles. Don't be for sure. Do not pay. Not even over retail. Not even the gray market price. I'm saying you should be getting discounts. You should be getting discounts on the Rolex. You should be demanding a discount. I wouldn't. You see the watch is unbelievable in this natural indoor light. It's incredible. They did such a great job. Don't be window lookers, lollipop suckers. Okay, the prices on Rolex. Okay, first of all, the supply is flooding. Okay, you've heard this. It's not just me saying it. Everybody knows this. The supply is flooding into the market, and that is going to drive prices also for the older models down. So prices are going to be subdued for Rolex, unless it's like some special model. But yeah, definitely demand a discount. If you're if your AD calls you and he says he's got the watch, tell him you want a discount. You want at least for now 10% as we do this in January, as we're filming, as this production is going in January 2024. You want at least a 10% discount. By March, you're going to want at least a 25% discount. Discount. And then the prices are going to be going even lower. Now back to Patek Philippe, Nautilus, and all that good stuff. Again, my nephew Kino was telling me that, you know, Patek also opened a massive new factory, right? They opened a massive factory, and they got to pay for it, right? It's $1 billion factory. So they are basically pointing out the commodity models of these Aquanauts. By the way, look, the Aquanaut was always a shitter watch. It's always been a shitter watch. It's never been popular. You know, I don't know how people fell for it. It's like, look, the emperor has no clothes. Guys, I'm telling you, this is, again, look, I love Patek Philippe, and I think that Patek, the Nautilus 3800 two-tone with the blue bottle is a beautiful watch. Even with the champagne dollar, I would even buy it. Maybe. But this thing is no good, and this massive production is no good. Prices are going down the escalator, like this escalator. They're heading down. And you do not want to be buying Nautilus or Aquanaut right now. Okay, that is definitely one to avoid. Sell. Let's talk about my other favorite brand, Audemars Piguet. Now again, this all came from my nephew Kino in Miami. You know, I don't know if you may have seen my nephew. He's very famous on the internet. He looks like an elderly homosexual hairdresser from Beverly Hills. You know, the nice white hair. You know, Natalie attired, and you know, he's got those fake Urte and Botero posters in the background when he does the videos. That's my nephew Kino. Now he's the watch market insider, and he's only telling you the absolute truth. So whatever he says, you can take it as gospel. Now, Audemars Piguet, from what I understand, is their production is not as big. It's not as big, no, it's not that big. But look, it's a highly corrupt company. Okay, it's highly corrupt. We know for a fact that their salespeople, managers in their boutiques get paid off. That's right, they get paid off by, you know, the gray market grifters, the gray market, the backpack wearing, you know, with the branded hoodies and the high top sneakers. Those guys are paying off AP salespeople, managers in those boutiques. From what I understand, it's actually one of their stores. I think they had to shut it down. This was in Spain. Maybe the whole of Spain was shut down because it was so corrupt. It was like unbelievable but true, because all the window lickers and the tomato cans and the lollipop suckers were all lining up. They couldn't wait. They couldn't wait to to pay over retail. Now look, that's what happens when you have this type of corrupt system. So my philosophy is, I'm not here to support. Look, I think buying a luxury watch, okay, if you're going to be spending 10 grand, 20 grand, 50 grand, listen, for 50 grand, not even 50, for 10 grand, I'm not, if I'm going to be spending 10 grand new in a store, I'm not here to go for an interview and to kiss your ass like you do me a favor. Who wants to play? It's an insult. Okay, look, people with money, and look, that's why I think a lot of these guys are switching to some of these independent brands that are more unique. Here's the other thing. Look, people with money, like I'm talking about people with real money, right? They don't want to be wearing the same shit that everybody else has, right? Like, even this. Well, see, this is, again, there's not that many of these, but they don't want to be wearing that same AP chronograph that every guy's flexing. Every brokey Every brokester is flexing in his rented Lambo. They got that chronograph that they're flexing, the AP chronograph. They don't want that. They want, if you have real money, let's say you're liquid for 50 million plus, then you can afford to spend, I don't know, 50 grand on some stupid watch. I mean, that's some stupid independent brand. It used to be FP Journe, but FP Journe is maybe more of a hype brand. But some of these more interesting independent brands there's a bunch of them out there now. There's really incredible stuff happening. We're in a golden age of independent brands, and a lot of these guys are saying, you know what? I want something different. Okay, I don't want to be like the hoi polloi. I don't want to be like the hoi polloi with the AP. So they are going to either vintage stuff, or they're going for independent brands. So, very soon I believe the AP chronograph is going to be a victim. Well, the chronograph was always such a stupid watch. I hate how much I hate chronographs. But the AP chronograph is going to be kind of emblematic of the COVID, PPP money, Bitcoin bro era. Okay, so that, Richard Mille, that stuff. You want to avoid that. I think those watches are going to be in serious danger. If you need a chronograph, okay, if you need to get that out of your system, you want to be one of the cheap ones, get yourself a Daytona. I mean, don't get the Omega, I know, whatever, the Speedmaster. Everybody's got that. It's like so lame and boring. It's like, get yourself a Daytona. Okay, get yourself a Daytona and be done with it. Now, the AP chronograph, I think, again, it's one of those hype pieces. So bottom line, my friends, is for my nephew Kino, as my nephew Kino is telling you, is avoid the Rolex, new models, okay? The prices are heading lower. Don't buy the black Submariner. There's going to be a flood of those in the market. I believe those are going to be 20%, 30% below list, below retail by May, okay? And it's accelerating. The trend is accelerating. So there we go. See, this is very good contrast. The AP with the flyers for the whorehouses and the strip clubs. It's high class. This is a high class channel here. Anyway, gentlemen, don't be tomato cans or window lickers. AP, avoid. Don't buy the new watches. Don't be supporting this corrupt, racist organization. Okay, they're a bunch of crooks. That is AP. All right, they're a bunch of scumbags. Beautiful watches, though. I mean, the Royal Oak. They make some beautiful watches. That's the only good thing they make. Everything else is garbage. Okay, so you don't want the other stuff. The Royal Oak, that's it. Patek, I think Patek is going to be in serious trouble. I really don't like their new models. They're too big. They're too awkward. They're kind of like JLC. They're just a little bit too awkward. I mean, the new Patek watches remind me of JLC. They're just kind of a little bit ungainly. They're a little bit ungainly. It's kind of like, it's a little bit like the Rolex Skydweller. Something about it is just, I mean, it's a great concept. It's just the proportions are a little bit off. Something is a little bit off with that watch. And that's why I think when they come out with a 40 millimeter, it'll be a good deal. Now, by the way, my nephew Kino, my other nephew Kino, is telling me that Rolex is going to discontinue the 41 millimeter monstrosities that they've been doing with the ceramic. They're going to go back to the classic 40 millimeter size, and they're going to do some slight tweaks, and those watches are going to be amazing. So you don't want these new 41 millimeters, which they're just kind of ugly. The cases are sort of like, it looks like a block of steel, like just, there's no curves. It's just kind of, it looks like it looks like they got somebody on Fiverr to design a case. I mean, it's just awful. It's just awful. It looks like garbage. It looks like garbage. So what you're going to want to do is you want to hold off until they come out with the new designs, okay, the new case, the smaller case, because those are going to be beautiful and elegant. And, these old 41 millimeters are going to go the way of the Date 2, that monstrosity, the Rolex Date 2, the 42 millimeter or the 41 millimeter, whatever that was. It was a horrific watch. like the Yachtmaster tube. Okay, so Rolex is going to go back to classic size. Look, they did this on purpose. They did this to get you suckers to buy these watches for the last couple of years, because once you see the new models, you're not going to want to be wearing that ugly piece of shit that's 41 millimeters, a Submariner that's 41 millimeters that looks like a chopped off piece of steel, designed by some Bangladeshi guy on Fiverr. You don't want that. You want something that's pure class like this watch. And this channel is all about class, pure class, baby. That's what this is. That's what this channel is all about. It's only for the aristocrats. It's not for the hoi polloi. Gentlemen, this is all for now. We'll see you all in the next one.